Brought to you by Thanos Car Productions. Welcome to my brand new talk show starring me, Jimmy. I'm going to be talking about a bit of an older book today called The Westing Game. This book came out in 1978 and is a winner of a Newbery Medal. To jump right into this book review, I want to connect with some characters a little bit. So, my first character I'm going to be talking about is Theodoricus? I, myself, connect with this character because he is kind and smart. Well, at least I think I am. Anyway, an example of Theo being smart is when he finds out something about Otis Amber. I'm not gonna say because that might spoil the book, but read it yourself. An example of Theo being kind is when he helps his brother who can't control his body. I think that Clarence, co-owner of Thanos Car Productions, is similar to Otis Amber because he is not very serious and funny. An example of Otis Amber being unserious is when Crow feels she is in danger and Otis just shrugs it off like it's nothing. An example of Otis being funny is when he sees Turtle got a haircut and he says, "Hee, the turtle's lost its tail, I see." I connect with this book because I have lived through an ice storm, as the characters in the book did. My classmates connect to this book because if they have ever had to look for something, it is a mystery to where it is. The world connects to this book because almost everyone has not been taken seriously as Otis Amber treats many people. Now that the connections are out of the way, I would like to do some predictions. The end concludes by telling what happens to everyone as time passed. I predict that in the future, Turtle goes on to be more like Sam W. Westing. I also predict that it will tell of who won major inheritances of Sam W. Westing. For my last prediction about the book, I predict that Chris will one day be out of his wheelchair. Now for some character predictions. I predict that if there was a sequel, it will tell of what T.R. Wexler, aka Turtle, doesn't know at all. I also predict that it will tell of Judge Ford and what happened to her. Now on to themes. The theme of the book, The Westing Game, is chaos. Throughout the book, it is very chaotic as the end conclusion develops. Some examples of chaos in the book are when the bomber attacks, when the robbers start stealing stuff, and when everyone tries to get Sindel's shorthand notes. Others can relate to this theme because we all have chaos in our life. Like if you are going to a new school or going to a very popular attraction, it is chaotic. 3 books with this theme are The Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and the Divergent series. Now for main ideas. The main ideas are the mystery of who murdered Sam W. Westing, who is the bomber, Sindel Popolski's shorthand copy of the will, who is the robber, and who is Miss Westing. Now you may ask, how are these main ideas? No? Nobody? Anyways, who murdered Sam W. Westing is a main idea because it is what the book is all about. Who's the bomber is a main idea because the book spends a lot of time figuring out who the bomber is. When they finally do, they believe the bomber is the murderer. Sindel Popolski's shorthand copy of the notes is a main idea because the book had to spend a lot of time getting Sindel to share her notes so they can find out who the murderer is. Who's the robber is a main idea because it affects who everyone thinks the murderer is and when the robber is found out. Who is Miss Westing is a main idea because the book spends a while telling about who Miss Westing is and if she murdered her husband. Thank you for watching! I sadly have to say that this will be the one and only episode of Early Jimmy Talks. If you want to see more of me, watch the next episode of Report Time. Thank you for watching, and good morning!